Hello everybody, Scott Smith here. I'm lucky enough to be sitting with David Geffen, who is the team captain of the reigning Winter CPL champions, the Team 3D. David, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Got a couple questions for you. We're going to start with about some teamwork issues and how you internally work out some of your strategies. Obviously, anyone who saw the Winter CPL demos know that your guys' teamwork was spot on. Good defenses, good guns where they needed to be, good rotations. How do you guys work on that on an old basis?
Well, we just try and keep up a consistent practice schedule. I mean, that's the only way you can keep up teamwork like that. You got to just keep playing with each other as much as you can, as consistently as you can, and you just keep that up. If you don't do that, I mean, you can't stay that consistent. You just got to practice what you know how to do already and improve on that, and just keep working on your teamwork.
Do you find that as you're practicing, you realize that two guys really click together in a certain area?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have players who complement each other very well, and then you try and put that together, and that's what really makes it all work.
Gotcha. How do you stay on top of your game and do those kind of practices when in reality there's only a handful of American clans that really give you the challenge?
Well, I mean, anything's a challenge. It's what you put into the practice to make it a challenge. As long as you challenge yourself to make that scrim against whomever worth it, then it's all worth it. It doesn't really matter who you're playing, it's how you play it.
Gotcha. Walk us through an average practice day for you, or session.
Usually we'll start the day around 4 or 5 in the afternoon. We'll do a little bit of warm-up practice on one of the many AIM maps that they have, and we could run over some strats on a map, and then we'll scrim against other teams and try it out. And if it doesn't work, we go back to the drawing board, practice some more, and that's pretty much how we do it.
Gotcha. And how many days a week on average, or does it depend if the season, Cal season's going?
Yeah, usually in the downtime, which I consider not either after a CPL event up to about 6 weeks before. We play from Sunday through Thursday for about 3-4 hours a day, and then when we get closer to crunch time, like the CPL now, we start playing more and more, about 5, 6, 7 hours a day, even more like we've been doing this past week.
Gotcha. Now, not to bring this up, but you did in fact lose for the first time to a U.S. team on LAN. That had never happened before, a killer LAN. How did that affect your practice schedule, your mindset, etc.?
I mean, we lost to a very good team, which was Tech, and I mean, you can't always not win. I mean, even the best sometimes lose, and we just approached it as yeah, we did some things wrong, but we also played a team that did a lot of things right. So we just went back and tried to adjust what we did and see what we did wrong and try and improve it and take it as a learning experience for the CPL.
So, speaking of Tech, you've got some up-and-coming clans that 6 months ago were on the bubble, and now they've definitely stepped up their games.
A lot of these American teams have really stepped their game up. Zex, Tech, TSG, Rival, and I mean, it really makes things look great for the U.S. teams coming into this. We have a lot of really good teams who've got a really good shot at winning this and representing the United States.
Last question, and you're probably the most sponsored U.S. clan right now. You've got to deal with CompUSA and NVIDIA. Without going into too much detail that you're probably not allowed to speak about, what do they kind of do to make your lives easier to train?
They do everything to make our lives easier. They support us, they pay for all our travel, they support us with the newest hardware we can get. I mean, they really make it easy for us just to be a successful team and concentrate on our game. And everything else they just take care of, and they've been awesome about it. Thanks very much for the interview. Hopefully we'll have another one again after we win.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Hi, this is Brian. I'm at the CPL, and I'm here with Potty and Element from Clan SK. Your lineup has changed a little bit since the last CPL. You've added some players. How do you feel that's benefiting you coming into this CPL?
I think it's a good change since last time we were at CPL it was just like a last-minute lineup. We called one of our old friends, Median, and he hadn't played Counter-Strike for 1 year, and then I think it was Brunk that joined us too, so it was like a last-minute lineup, so we didn't came prepared at all. But this time, four of us in the lineup now has played 7 months together or something, and Element is such a good player, so he just fit in the team perfectly.
Before the last CPL event, you didn't play a lot of the upper tier clans or any big events. Coming into this CPL event, you have played at the bigger events as well as you've been scrimming and matching against a lot of the better clans. How do you feel that's helped you prepare for this summer CPL?
I think that helped us a lot. I think the more experience you get with a team, the better you get, and the better you get to know your teammates and what to do. The bad thing is that sometimes you get in the loop and do the same thing all over again, and you you need to take another step, so you don't get caught in the loop and do the same thing all over again. And I think that's what we did for like after 5 months together. So now it's great to be an added element to our rooster. So we're gonna have a change and try to take another step.
Okay. With Team 9 winning the last 2 events that both teams attended, and you never got an opportunity to play them at either one, are you looking forward to playing them this time?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we don't. Our playing style against Team 9 is like the maximum opposite of their playing style. So I don't think their playing style will work as good as us because we know them too well. We know how they play. We know how they think. But at least I do, because now they have added executor. Me and him have like the exact same thinking way when we play. The money control, we both learn it. We know how it works, how much money you get. And that's what they have based their last, at least the East WC tournament. That's what they based it on. That's what they won on. But I don't think that would work against us. But well, of course it could have, but I don't believe it would work that good against us as it worked against the other teams. And they didn't really win with a huge results against a lot of teams either. But against Sex in the final, that was pretty dominating from them. That was a great match they played that game.
Do you feel less pressure coming to the CPL event this time, not being the defending champions?
Well, people look at us like we have the best lineup in the world, but of course that adds a bit of pressure. But I don't play for what other people think. I play for myself and the team, and I don't really think about what the pressure is. I just lock everything out when we play. That's what I can say for myself. But I think the players have too much routine to actually think about that. Think about the pressure, even that these guys have played Counter-Strike for about 3 years now. I don't think this will affect anything.
I think it's a better feeling if you win the tournament when you're not expected to win it. I think that it gives yourself
the underdog.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you guys got into town a little bit earlier this time. Did you guys have an opportunity to do anything fun before the tournament started?
Yeah, we were at Six Flags last afternoon. It was a bit hot. I had a fever, so I didn't really enjoy it that much, but the other guys seemed to love it. He ride all the roller coasters. And
too bad you had to stay in line for like 2 hours for every attraction.
Yeah. I won this hat over there.
It's a nice hat, by the way. A lot of teams are taking the AWP out of their game plan. Does SK have a preference either way?
Not at all. We use AWPs where we prefer it, long distances. In attacking, it's also good in attacking just to have behind the team, just searching off the base, whatever.
I've always been like against AWP tactics and stuff, so I think it's good.
You guys want to take some time to give shout outs and say anything to your sponsors?
Yeah, I want to thank Intel and Shuttle for doing what they're doing for helping us out with everything. Really great of them, I think.
Yeah, big thanks to them.
We thank you for your time and good luck in the tournament.
Thanks.